Our progress report says we ended last night at stage 10, paragraph page 921. Okay, here we go. And our last headword was pause, newer type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with revision. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. First question. What's a bundle? What's a bundle? A bundle
A
is a
bundle
number of
is the number
articles
of
or
articles
objects
or objects
fastened together.
fastened together.
Very good. When you pack a suitcase, do you put everything in just anyhow? When you pack a suitcase, do you put everything in just anyhow? Yes or no?
Yes,
When I pack
when I
a
pack
suitcase,
a suitcase,
I just put
I just
everything
put everything
in just anyhow.
in just anyhow.
Very good. What's a saw? What's a saw? A saw
A
is a
saw
tool
is a
used
tool
for cutting
used for
wood,
cutting
metal,
wood,
etc.
metal, etc.
Very good. What's the noun of the adjective honest? What's the noun of the adjective honest? The noun
The
of
noun
the
of
adjective
the
honest
adjective honest
is honesty.
is honesty.
Very good. Okay, what's the opposite of honest? What's the opposite of honest? The opposite
The
of
opposite
honest
of
is
honest
honesty. Ah,
is
is
honesty.
dishonesty.
Is dishonesty.
Very good. Okay, what's a cottage? What's a cottage? A cottage is
Cottage
generally thought of
is generally thought of
a small house
a small
in the
house
country.
in the country.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? My favorite
My
flavor
favorite
of ice
flavor
cream
of ice cream
is
is a chocolate taste.
very chocolate. Chocolate,
Chocolate.
very good.
Chocolate.
What does a king or queen wear on their head for ceremonial occasions? What does a king or queen wear on their head for ceremonial occasions? A king or
A
queen
king or
wears a
queen
crown
wears a
on
crown
their head
on their head
for ceremonial occasions.
for for ceremonial occasions.
Very good. What's a fur? What's a fur? Fur is the
Fur
thick,
is the thick,
soft hair
soft hair
that covers animals
that that covers
like
animals
cats and dogs.
like cats and dogs.
Very good. Do you prefer wristwatches with leather straps or metal straps? Do you prefer wristwatches with leather straps or metal straps? I prefer
I prefer
wristwatches with
watches with
uh,
leather
strap.
strap.
Very good. Why do people strap themselves into a car? Why do people strap themselves into a car? People strap
People strap
themselves into a
themselves
car
into a car
so that if
so that
there's an
if
accident,
there's an
they
accident,
will not be
they will not be
thrown about.
thrown about.
Very good. Would you be more comfortable at the moment if your seat had a cushion on it? Would you be more comfortable at the moment if your seat had a cushion on it? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'd be more
I be more
comfortable at the
comfortable
moment
at the
if
moment
my seat
if my
had a
seat
cushion on it.
had a seat on it.
Very good. Is it possible to whistle by sucking instead of blowing? Is it possible to whistle by sucking instead of blowing? Yes, it's
Yes,
possible to
it's
whistle
possible
by
to whistle
sucking
by
instead of
sucking
blowing.
instead of blowing.
Very good. At about what age do children usually stop sucking their thumbs? About what age do children generally stop sucking their thumbs? Children usually
Children usually
stop sucking their
stop sucking
thumbs
their
at
thumbs
about.
at about 5 years old.
Very good. Are the clothes that models wear at fashion shows often quite extraordinary? Are the clothes that models wear at fashion shows often quite extraordinary? Yes, the
Yes,
clothes that
the clothes
models
that
wear
model wear
at fashion shows
at fashion
are
shows
often quite
often quite
extraordinary.
extraordinary.
Rega, do you believe in fate? Do you believe in fate? Yes or no?
Yes,
I believe in
I
fate.
believe in fate.
Who is responsible for deciding the fate of a criminal in a law court? Who is responsible for deciding the fate of a criminal in a law court? The judge
The
and
judge
jury
and the
are
jury
responsible
are
for
responsible
deciding the fate
for deciding the fate
of a criminal
of a
in a law
criminal
court.
in a law court.
Very good. Okay. If you arrive at an airport and discover that your flight was delayed for 5 hours, what would you do in the meantime? If you arrive at an airport and discover that your flight was delayed for 5 hours, what would you do in the meantime? If I arrive
If I
at
arrive
an airport
at an airport
and discovered
and
that
discover
my
that
flight
my
was
flight
delayed
was
for
delayed
5 hours,
for 5 hours,
I'd,
I'd read a book.
in the meantime,
In the meantime,
very good. What percentage of the population do you think smokes? What percentage of the population do you think smokes? I think about
I, I think about 5%
of the population
of the population
smokes.
smokes.
Very good. Okay. What do we sweep a floor with? What do we sweep a floor with? We sweep a floor
We sweep floor
with a broom.
with a broom.
Very good. What's the danger of letting babies suck small objects like coins and other bits of metal? What's the danger of letting babies suck small objects like coins and other bits of metal? The danger of
The
letting
danger of
babies
letting
suck
babies
small
touch
objects
small objects
like coins
like
and
coins
other bits of
and other
metal
bits
is
of
that
metal is
they
that
might swallow them
they might swallow
or
them
choke on them.
or choke on them.
Very good. Okay, and how many ounces make a pound? How many ounces make a pound? 16 ounces
16
make
ounces
a pound.
makes a pound.
How many pounds make a stone? How many pounds make a stone? 14 pounds
40
make
pounds
a stone.
make a stone.
How many stones make a ton? How many stones make a ton? 160
160
stones make
stones
a ton.
make a ton.
How many pounds are there in a kilo? How many pounds are there in a kilo? There are
There are
2.2 pounds
2.2
in a
pounds
kilo.
in a kilo.
Would you be unhappy if you had a job that paid you tons of money? Would you be unhappy if you had a job that paid you tons of money? No, I
No,
wouldn't be
I
unhappy
wouldn't be
if
unhappy
I had a job
if I had a
that
job
paid me
that paid me
tons of money.
tons of money.
What happens if you neglect to clean your teeth every day, each day? What happens if you neglect to clean your teeth each day? If you neglect
If you
to
neglect
clean your
to
teeth
clean
each
your
day,
teeth each
they
day,
will decay.
they will decay.
At what rate do you think the average person walks? At what rate do you think the average person walks? I think
I
the
think
average person
the average person
walks at about
walks at about
3 miles per hour.
3 miles per hour.
That's fast walking. Why are the pay
Mhm.
rates in certain professions very high? Why are the pay rates in certain professions very high? The pay rates
The pay
in
rates
certain
in
professions
certain
are
professions
very high
are very high
because the
because
profession
the profession
involve high
involves
levels
high
of
levels
skill,
of
risk,
skills, risk,
responsibility, etc.
responsibility, etc.
Do you agree that patience is a virtue? Do you agree that patience is a virtue? Yes or no?
Yes,
I agree
I
that
agree
patience
that the
is a
patience
virtue.
is a virtue.
Do you consider yourself a patient or impatient person? Do you consider yourself a patient or impatient person? I consider myself
I consider myself impatient person.
person. Oh, okay, so you get
Mm.
mad easily. Okay, next. How do you refresh yourself after a long and tiring day? How do you refresh yourself after a long and tiring day? I refresh
I
myself
ref myself
after a long
walked
and
along
tiring day by
and the tiring day by Listen to music.
Listening to music.
Listening to music.
Very good. Are there any refreshments available at the school? Are there any refreshments available at the school? No, there aren't
No,
any
there aren't
refreshments
any refreshments
available at the school.
available at the school.
Very good. Do you like people who go on talking about themselves without a pause for hours and hours? Do you like people who go on talking about themselves without a pause for hours and hours? Yes or no?
Yes,
I like people
I like
who
people
go on talking
who go on
about
talking
themselves
about
without
themselves
a pause
without a pause
for hours and hours.
for, for hours and hours.
Oh, so you're a patient person. Very good. Okay. So that's the end of our revision. Let's have new word. Okay, so repeat. Jewel.
Do
Homer. Jewel.
uh, jewel,
Jewelry.
jewelry.
Very good. Okay, listen. Jewel is a noun. It means a stone that is very beautiful or valuable. For example, diamonds, ruby, sapphire, etc. The crown jewels in London, such as the crown, scepter, and other jeweled objects that a king or queen uses for formal occasions, are kept in the Tower of London. Jewelry is a noun. Some examples of jewelry are necklaces, rings, earrings, anklets, etc. For example, women often have a special box to keep their jewelry in. They call it the jewelry box. Let's practice. Where are the crown jewels kept in London? Where are the crown jewels kept in London? The crown jewels
The crown
are kept
jewel
in the
are kept
Tower of
in
London.
the Tower of London.
Do women often have a special box to keep their jewelry in? Do women often have a special box to keep their jewelry in? Yes, women
Yes,
often
women
have
often have
a special box
a special
to
box
keep their
to keep
jewelry
their
in.
jewelry in.
Very good. Next, repeat. Delighted.
Delighted,
Delightful.
delightful.
Very good. Okay, delighted is an adjective. It means very happy and satisfied. For example, I'd be delighted to win a trip around the world. Delightful is also an adjective. It means very pleasant or something that's giving or causing delight. For example, if I spent an absolutely delightful time on holiday somewhere, I'd consider going back to the same place the following year. Okay, let's practice. Which would you be more delighted to win in a competition? A car or a trip around the world? Which you'd be more delighted to win in a competition? A car or a trip around the world? I'd be more delighted
I'd be more
to win
delighted to win a car
in a competition.
in a competition.
Very good. If you spent a delightful time on holiday somewhere, would you consider going back to the same place the following year? If you spent a delightful time on holiday somewhere, would you consider going back to the same place the following year? Yes or no?
No,
Even if
even if
I spent a
I
delightful
spent
time
a delightful
on
time
holiday somewhere,
on holiday
I
somewhere,
wouldn't consider
I wouldn't
going back
consider
to the same
going back
place
with the same
the
place
following year.
the following year.
Very good. Next, repeat the pressure.
Pressure.
Very good. Okay. Pressure is a noun. For example, high blood pressure, which means the force with which blood moves through a person's body. The kind of things that cause high blood pressure are old age, smoking, eating too much salt, drinking alcohol, lack of exercise, etc. Well, we've been doing all that. Okay, let's practice. So, what kind of things can cause high blood pressure? What kind of things can cause high blood pressure? The kind of things
The kind of
that
things
can cause
that can
high
cause
blood pressure are
high blood pressure
old
are
age,
old age,
smoking, eating
smoking,
too much salt,
eating too much salt,
drinking alcohol,
drinking
lack of
alcohol,
exercise, etc.
lack of exercise, etc.
Very good. Next, repeat absence.
Absence.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word absence is a noun. It means the state of being absent or not present. not there, not in the place.
mm,
The expression absence make the heart grow fonder means
mm,
that we feel more fond or excited of someone if we don't see them for a long time.
mm.
Let's practice. What does the expression absence make the heart grow fonder mean? What does the expression absence make the heart grow fonder mean? The expression
The
absence
expression
makes
absence
the
make
heart grow fonder.
the heart
Grow
fund
fonder means
grow fonder means
that we feel
that we
more
feel
fond of someone
more fond someone
if we don't see
if
them
we don't see
for a
them
long time.
for a long time.
Do you think this is true? Do you think this is true? Yes or no?
Yes,
I think
it's.
this is
I think
true.
this is true.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Repetition.
Repetition.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word repetition is a noun of the verb repeat. It
Mm,
means the act of saying or doing something again and again, just like Callan Method. For example,
mm.
in Callan lesson, repetition is an important part of learning. Let's practice. What's the noun of the verb repeat? What's the noun of the verb repeat? The noun of the
The
verb
noun
repeat
of the verb
is
repeat
repetition.
is repetition.
Is repetition an important part of learning? Is repetition an important part of learning? Yes,
Yes,
repetition is
repetition
an important
is an
part
important
of learning.
part of learning.
Very good. Next, repeat. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Very good. Absolutely is an adverb. It means completely or totally. For example, I absolutely love my car. No, I don't. Okay, so let's practice. Give me an example of the word absolutely. Give me an example of the word absolutely, please. I'm absolutely
I'm
fed
absolutely
up with
fed up
her
with her
dishonesty and
dishonesty
laziness.
and laziness.
Very good. Next, repeat. Spine,
Spine,
backbone,
backbone,
run.
run.
Very good. Again, listen. Run is a verb. So,
Mm,
one meaning of the word run as a verb, like run, running. Another
Run.
meaning of run as a verb is it means to be positioned in a particular way.
Mm,
Okay? Spine is a noun. It is the row of bones that run down the middle of the back. So it run down, the position is in the middle of the back. Backbone is the other name of spine. Let's
mm,
practice. What do we call the bones that run down the middle of the back? What do we call the bones that run down the middle of the back?
mm.
We call the bones
We call the
that run
bones
down
that run
the
down
middle of the back,
the middle of the
the
back,
spine or
the spine
backbone.
or backbones.
Very good. Next, repeat. Calculate.
Calculate.
Very good. Okay, calculate is a verb. It means to find an answer by using mathematical process. For example, 2 plus 2 equals 4. I am calculating 2 plus 2.
Mm,
Another meaning is that when we say someone is calculating, we mean that they plan things very carefully in order to get what they want
mm, mm,
without caring how other people might be affected.
mm.
Let's practice. If I told you my height in feet and inches, would you be able to calculate it in meters and centimeters? If I told you my height in feet and inches, would you be able to calculate it in meters and centimeters? Yes or no?
Yes,
If you told me
if you told me
your height in
your
feet
height
and
in feet
inches,
and inches,
I'd be able
I- I'd be
to
able
calculate it
to
in
calculate it
meters and
in meters
centimeters.
and centimeters.
Very good. What do we mean when we say someone is calculating? What do we mean when we say someone is calculating? When we say
When we
someone
say
is
someone
calculating,
is
we mean
calculating,
that
we mean
they
that
plan things
they planting
very carefully
very
in
carefully
order to get
in order
what
to
they
get
want
what they
without
want
caring
without
how
caring
other people
how other people
might be affected.
might be affected.
Very good. Next, repeat. Canal,
Canal,
man-made.
man-made,
Shipping,
shipping.
Very good. Okay, listen, canal is a noun. It is a long, narrow place that is filled with water
Mm,
and was created by people so that boats could pass through it or supply fields, crops, etc. with water. For example, the Panama
mm,
Canal.
mm,
Man-made is an adjective. It means made by people rather than by nature.
mm,
For example, a canal, a man-made lake, etc. Shipping is a noun. It means a group of ships. For example, the Panama Canal was built so that shipping, like a group of ships, could pass between the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean without having to go around the southern coast of South America. Let's practice. What's the difference between a canal and a river? What's the difference between a canal and a river? The difference between
The
a
difference
canal
between
and a
a canal
river
and
is
a
that
river
a
is
canal
that
is
a canal
man-made,
is man-made,
whereas a river
where a river
is natural.
is natural.
Very good. Why was the Panama Canal built? Why was the Panama Canal built? The Panama Canal
The Panama
was
Canal
built so
was
that
built so that
shipping could pass
shipping could pass
between the
between
Atlantic Ocean
the Atlantic
and
Ocean
the Pacific
and
Ocean
and the Pacific Ocean
without having to go
with having
around
to go
the southern
around
coast
southern
of
coast
South America.
of South America.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Mm,
Okay, so our
okay.
reading is at stage 10, paragraph page 880. Last headword was strike, struck, struck, striking, survive. Start with the fourth question. If we describe a
Oh,
building as striking,
okay, I understand.
okay,
If we describe a building as striking, what do we mean?